Alrighty folks, it's 6:30 on Saturday night. This is for, again, I'm doing a better one than the one I just did. At Cuervo 520, whatever that is, Cuervo 520. I'm going to do a little more thorough. That lesson I already just sent is kind of a hack, I think. Now, this is tuned down a half step, okay? So my E is E flat. Same with my A, they're all down a half step. So this A is really, on your guitar, at standard tuning, you'd be playing a G sharp or an A flat. So you want to play to it, tune down a half step. So we're going to use A minor pentatonic as an example. I want to get more time in demonstrating the 3 count, 5 count, 6. So I never did 4. I mean, whatever. You can do it any way you want, just repeat patterns. But just know the notes. Like, this is for everybody. Know your notes. If you got an A minor pentatonic, what are the notes? What are those 5 notes? A, C, D, E, G. That's it. Write them down, and if you write them out continually about half a dozen times in a row, you know, A, C, D, E, then you'll know if you start at the E and you draw a line there, it'll be E, G, A, C, D. That's also the notes of the A minor pentatonic. This is also the notes of A minor pentatonic. Okay, so you only hear the familiar A minor pentatonic if you start with the A and go to the A. But you can also play off the E note, and again, the notes are A, C, D, E, G. So anyway, you could start with a G. That's how you hear it, is as long as I go to the A and resolve on it. But the 5 notes are the ones I've already said. So we're going to start. You should learn everybody, you should learn your pentatonic, pick a key, and master that key. Get to where you can go up the whole fretboard with those 5 notes, whatever key you decide on. You know, they just repeat themselves. I'm not warmed up, I'm not, you know, I'm really in a place of really zoning in on ripping or whatever. So then in learning, going this way, you know. You should work them so that you can go up and down. So you'll be able to either slow it down or start the video to see what fingers I'm using at each block. This is, you want to use the fingering I'm doing now, that's to develop them. Because in the process of this, you're not just doing a exercise that's not musical. People do that, they do just the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 1, 3, 2, 4, all those things. You know, that's not music per se. You can make it into music. But these, you're developing each block, you're using different fingers. Starting at the G, I use the middle finger and the baby finger. Because on these strings, I need that finger for that fret. You want to place your hand so you don't have to move it for any frets. Same here. And then when I start at the C, I don't start with the first finger. I start with 1, 2, 3, 4. I start with 2. That way, all the notes I need to get at, or I don't have to move the hand. Same thing here. I start here at the D note, and I play the ring, middle finger and the baby finger up 3 strings in a row. Then I go. That's the only one you got to step over on. Now, when you create solos and phrasing later on down the road, you don't have to use those fingers. This is just like an exercise that's musical, because you're going to hear what the scales sound like. And then start tying them together, right? Like going. Get to where you can do that. Get all that going. With all this 5 count, 6 count, 3 count, that's great. But I don't have speed, so I don't even use these in my playing, but they've helped me develop, and it led towards my playing, where I can add to my playing. Because not only you get to hear what they sound like doing those different counts, you develop the right hand and left hand coordination and that right fingering to where you can execute when you're in a certain block. You can be real efficient. But I don't do the staying in one block much. I move. I've taught myself to be able to move. I'm working on phrasing and moving. So I don't do any of this, and everything I come up with for phrases, I don't think about any of it. I don't do a count, but you'll hear things when you do these counts that you can use, but how you execute them is going to be different than how I do. Like on my pentatonics with these things, I don't ever pick them out. I go. But these things helped me, you know what I mean? If nothing else, going up and down them and moving from one block to the next and up and like that helped me to where I can move, you know? What am I? See, I want to move. That's what I do. I don't sit there and do any of these, but here they are. Here's a... I'll just demo them all here for time's sake. So that's a 6 count. That's starting with the C note, baby finger, and going down this way. Alternate pick. Remember, I'm a half step tune down. Then start at the B string, G string, D string, and I like to hit another A note at the end to make it sound like a riff. So I made each one exercise I did sound like a riff, because I don't want to just blindly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I want to hear it, and I want to know how it makes me feel. I'm not up here. I'm down here. You know, and I used to do exercises with the 6 where I'd go. Those kind of things, all right? So you got to get the thing down going like this. It don't matter how fast anybody can do all of them if they're in one block and they can rip it up. Well, can you play? Can you, if I put a track on that's just going... You know, can you phrase? Can you talk? That's what you want. So if you can do these things, these 6s and all that, and make it talk, I do them all hammer on pull off, like if I'm doing something in a context of a group. know what I mean? Everything. So, I mean, if you do them and then listen to what they sound like and develop the right and left hand together. So that's a 6 count. Then go the other way. Do pieces like that, and then your 5 count. If you can start here or here. I'm just using this one, but do it in all the blocks. Some people have asked me way back, well, do I start here or there? Learn how to do it both ways. Here's the 5 count. What? I can start this one. You know, and then you got... So, I'm not going to do it in all the blocks. I ain't got time, but I already showed you what those are. I told you what the notes were. More importantly, I got to keep these under 15 minutes. So that's it. And then so you got a 5 count. I call it string to string, starting on the high E. Either side, it don't matter. Just count 6 of them. Okay, and do it in all but. And then your 3 count is. It develops your coordination. And you can do just 2 strings at a time. Okay, so there's your 5 count and 3 count. 2 5 counts, 3 count, and a 6 count. 4 would just do 4 notes. Then start, you can go. Alright, so or you can go. Whatever you want to hear. If I was doing them, I'd do, you know. No, that's a 5 count. I don't do the 4s, so that's all it is. You just count. The big thing is learning with all the blocks. You know, remember the notes I said at the beginning of the video. Those are the notes. You saw how I did my hands. You need to know the notes. Everybody needs to know all the notes on the fretboard. Now, I'm tuned down to half step, so my C's not really C, my A's not really A. It's actually a fret lower, sounding to you. So, you know, now so use that fingering. See how I'm bringing the fingers in that I demonstrated in the beginning of this video? You know, so that's what you got to remember, what I said in the beginning, and then just execute that on everything. Know what the notes are. Then, you know, I gave you enough to show you. Start with this finger here, start with this finger here, stop, you know what I mean? You can see that. It's all you need to grab a hold of. And then the rest, you got to make sure you got them yourself. And then you know, what I do, I used to do those. I don't do them anymore. And then you can also do like 2 string exercise, stay with the A minor. You know, or whatever you want. You create whatever count you want, you know. You could go down 3 strings at a time, but get all the blocks down is the biggest thing. Get them down and keep alternating, but you got to get all the blocks down. It don't matter how slow you got to play them, but you got to know where they are, and you should know what the name of the notes are. After that, A is the C for the A minor pentatonic. After that, C is going to be the D note. That's what you have to really get in you. If you get that in you, you'll start picking up all kinds of everything a lot faster, knowing the notes, you know, but